Well, Ben Hodges is a retired United States Army Lieutenant General, and he's currently the Pershing Chair in Strategic Studies at the Center for European Policy Analysis in Washington, D.C. And he joins us now from Frankfurt in Germany. Lieutenant General Ben Hodges, thank you so much for your time. You've travelled recently to Kiev and met President Zelensky. What kind of support is he looking for from the international community, because the diplomatic negotiations just keep continuing?
So I was very impressed with President Zelensky. He's a fighter. He is determined. He understands what the threat is. He's not confused about it. He has a different view of what the nature of the next Russian attack might be, different from, say, what the White House has, but he's not confused about the danger. What he's asking for, of course, financial resources, continued delivery of the tools necessary for Ukraine to be able to defend itself. And of course, he appreciates the support that comes from visits like by Prime Minister Johnson or tomorrow's visit by President Erdogan. He's not asking for additional soldiers, and I think this is important to understand.
You say that he's not confused by the threat, but that he might have a different impression of it to the White House. How does it differ?
So, and in this case, I would agree with President Zelensky. I do not envision a massive assault with 100,000 Russian soldiers all at one time converging onto Ukraine, aiming towards Kyiv. I don't think the Russian forces are adequate to do that. What I do envision is extensive use of cyber, disinformation, assassination, sabotage, but limited objectives, probably along the Black Sea coast and the coast of the Sea of Azov, that would have less casualties and also would stay below a threshold of where maybe some European nations might have difficulty agreeing to implement sanctions like they've never seen before. So that's why I think it's less likely to be the massive assault.
Even without a direct incursion, just the threat of a conflict has just wreaked havoc with Ukraine's economy. Do you think that that also is partly Russia's plan?
I think you make an excellent point. This is no doubt. This is part of Russia's plan to put all of the assets in place that are necessary to launch a massive assault, to keep Ukraine under the threat of assault, and to keep all of us on edge, to wreck Ukraine's economy that drains their resources. That's also why I think the most likely objectives would be the coastline of Azov and the Black Sea, which would also further isolate Ukraine from the ability to export. If they have to, Russia will use force. I mean, there's no doubt about that. But I think if they can accomplish objectives without that, then that's what they'll try to do.
Lieutenant General, you mentioned the Black Sea security again there. Just finally, let me ask you, how do you see Turkey's role there in this ongoing situation?
Clearly, Turkey is the key to the region from its geography as well as its historical connections and the economic and military capability that it brings there. Turkey, of course, is a NATO ally. We, the United States, and the rest of our allies need to work very hard to repair the relationship with Turkey. Turkey holds the key to the Black Sea region because of its sovereignty over the Straits under Montreux. But I think Turkey would need to be confident that we would be with them if they did enforce Montreux more strictly against the Russian Navy.
Thank you very much for your time, retired United States Army Lieutenant General Ben Hodges, for your expertise.
Thank you for the privilege.